Hare Krishna. So today we're going to talk about drop number 5. Now often drop number 5 is like it's the end of the 5 drops, and it's like when you get to the end of your conflict and then you nurture each other. But there's another important aspect of drop number 5.
So drop number 5 we refer to often as being proactive rather than reactive, waiting to the end of the conflict. The proactive aspect is to be pouring on the energy when you see even small molecules of success in the area that you're looking at, and trying to build on that and make it into mountains.
Because often we think that if I just point out to my dearly beloved partner, husband, wife, all the things they're doing wrong, then they will magically agree and agree to change.
As you would say, in your dreams.
In your dreams with that one. But if we use this principle of the molecules, finding something that they're doing right and building and nurturing that.
Now, what would be an example we could give here? I'm just trying to think of as an example. Something that, I mean, you can take it all to the extreme end, where you could say someone's not doing something that they normally would do.
Yeah, we call that lowering the rope.
Will we explain that?
Yeah, it's a principle of you explain it.
Just quickly, we'll explain, just like in the water world, or what was it called, Orlando, they were training the whales. There's a famous whale called Shamu, and Shamu jumps 20, 30 feet or meters out of the water. Now, where did we begin that training? The beginning of that training, you would think, would be at 10 feet or a level, water level. To cut the long story short, they began the training at the very bottom of the pool. They lowered the rope all the way down to the very bottom, so that, and they would entice the whale to swim across by giving it some tidbit to eat, and it would swim across a rope on the bottom of the pool. And gradually they built on it and brought it up slowly, until eventually it came out of the water and wham, all, and it just kept increasing.
So you're building success.
From nothing,
from
virtually.
Nothing,
from
yeah,
no success.
So it depends where you have to start, but we say that lower the rope.
Because in relationships, especially if we're maybe in conflict, there's going to be stuff under the rug. It's not going to be that the person all of a sudden, because you've got this 5-drop formula, now you're going to manifest all these wonderful, great qualities.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite work like that.
Yeah, and we've had couples say to us, well, I'm trying, I'm looking for something good, but I can't find anything.
I've been waiting for 6 months and it's not happening.
And that's why we say, well, lower the rope. What is something he's not doing?
For example, I might have the tendency to make a joke about something my wife does, and it might have been embarrassing for my wife, and she said, look, please don't do that. So, hey, maybe if I didn't do it for a while,
then I could say, oh, thanks, we were out and you didn't make a joke about such and such. So it's something you didn't do. And
you might tie it. See, the key here, and we're going to talk about that in the next video also, my wife might be able to tie that. That shows me a quality that you possess.
Consideration.
Yes, that actually I'm being considerate. Now, when my wife says to me that, hey, I see that you were being really considerate by not throwing in one of the jokes you might have thrown in, then I get the sense that actually she sees that I'm actually considerate, and that makes a difference.
Yeah.
And I might do that again.
Or you might not do what you did again, whatever it was. Yeah.
And the idea, it's not just to manipulate each other, but it's actually has to be genuine.
Not false.
Yes, it's not just manipulative or false. But it's actually showing the person, hey, you were great at that moment. You did whatever it was, and it was well received over here, and it shows me the quality that I do appreciate in you. And that's what starts to build on the molecules. So, anything there, or do you want to carry on to the next video?
Yeah, just that this one, we talk about drops, right? The 5 drops. And this one, at the end, we say you don't need to be skimpy with this one. You can pour this one on. There's the 5 drops, but this is the 5th drop.
Okay, so that's using it at the end. If you've gone through a conflict is great. That's absolutely perfect. But getting used to pouring on the energy at any stage in the relationship to build trust.
So we'll be talking about this a bit more because it is an important one.
And we'll talk about it in our next video.